This is the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. I am your host, Laurie Henderson. Join me on this journey into the world of manga, where a river of reviews flow through caverns of commentary down into the latest news. Welcome to the Manga Dome. Episode 24, Comfort Manga. September switched to eManga. eManga, the digital manga website for digital manga publishing, is looking for some new readers with their new promotion for September. September Switch to eManga is a promotion where you sign up for eManga, email a copy of a receipt of a recently purchased digital manga from another site, and eManga will send you a gift code good for one title on their site. It's not a bad promotion. It gets the word out to new buying customers about their site and gives them a way to sample a title at no expense. The key word in that sentence is, of course, buying. It's easy to give a free code for a book, but there's no guarantee the person receiving will become a regular buyer. By requiring a receipt of a previously purchased book, DMP is at least getting people who buy. And don't worry if you don't like BL, eManga has a whole range of titles now in shonen, shoujo, and even some josei thanks to their Digital Manga Guild project. If you haven't checked out eManga or registered yet, now is a good time. Shoujo resurges to the top at Vizmanga, taking 6 of the 10 spots, including number 1 for the week of September 10th, 2013. And that number 1 title is Demon Love Spell Volume 4, making its debut at the top. Right behind it is Siren Volume 12 at number 2, the first of 2 shonen debuting in the top 5. One Piece Volume 68 is second, coming in at number 3, and Nisekoi Volume 5 returns after a week off at number 4. The shoujo sandwich is complete, with Otomen Volume 16 coming in at number 5. Skip Beat Volume 2 follows up at number 6, and Basara finally debuts on the list with Volume 1 at number 7. Shonen Cross Manage Volume 2 returns at number 8, while shoujo finishes the list with Love Com Volume 8 at number 9 and Beauty Pop Volume 7 at number 10. While shonen and shoujo continue their battle for dominance, it's interesting to note what's missing from the list: mature manga. Viz has started to put its adult titles online, but on their website they can only be read online and they cannot be viewed or downloaded through the app. If you want to download a Viz mature manga, you have to go through Amazon or Barnes & Noble. I can understand the reasoning behind this. Their app is rated up to Teen Plus, so they can't make their mature manga available on it. But it makes things inconvenient, having to go to different apps for different titles instead of having them all in one place, but I guess it's better than not having them at all. 2 titles debut on the site this week, both older titles announced at Japan Expo back in August. Doubt is a 6-volume series about Ai Maekawa, an average, unremarkable girl who is mostly unnoticed until the day a spiteful classmate humiliates her in front of everyone. Ai decides to leave her past behind by creating a new image for herself and enrolling in a new school. Right off the bat, she is the center of attention, but her loser past may not be as far behind as she thought. This title is a pre-shoujo beat title and just kind of came and went. Maybe with this re-release digitally, it will find a new audience. Double Juliet is a 14-volume series that came out during the same period as Doubt. It is about tomboy Ito Miura being chosen to play Romeo in the school play and feminine Makoto Amano, who is competing for the part of Juliet. The problem? No one knows Makoto is a boy. This is a gender-bending series that is almost like a precursor to Ai Ore, just without all the creepy innuendo. I don't typically care for gender-bending series, but this one sounds interesting. Of these 2 titles, I'd be more inclined to check out W. Juliet than Doubt. Comfort Manga, Backstage Prince. One of the reasons I enjoy reading manga so much is it is my escape when the real world gets to be too much. But even beyond that, there are times when I need something that I know will pick me up when I'm feeling down. Enter the Comfort Manga. This is a title that I know I will enjoy and that is light, fun, and for me will usually involve cats. I needed a pick-me-up like this recently, and my go-to title this time was Backstage Prince. It is a 2-volume series published by Viz Media and was serialized back in the shoujo beat days. It is by Kanako Sakurakoji, the creator of Black Bird. It is a romance and is rated for teen. It retails for $8.99 US. Backstage Prince is a cute romance about high school girl Akari who is lured to the kabuki theater where classmate Ryusei Horiuchi performs by his cat Mr. Ken. Ryusei has a problem, though. He hates people. Coerced into becoming Ryusei's assistant, Akari starts to learn about the other sides of Ryusei, and soon she is in love. But the world of kabuki is an insular one, and Akari, just being a regular girl, may not be able to have her dream of being with Ryusei come true. There are a lot of things I love about this title. First and foremost is Mr. Ken, the black cat matchmaker that brings Ryusei and Akari together. He is Ryusei's best friend and works well with fellow conspirator, Toshiya, to get Akari into the theater and as his assistant. He makes it easier for Ryusei to accept Akari by accepting her himself. Mr. Ken doesn't have any lines, but neither does he need any. His facial expressions and body movements say more than any text could. I love the short story at the end of Volume 1 that tells the story of Ryusei and Mr. Ken's fateful first meeting. Sakura Koji must be a cat owner. I absolutely love the line, "The young Ryusei did not know that giving a cat food was the equivalent of surrendering," because it is so true. Mr. Ken is the silent partner in the relationship between Akari and Ryusei. I guess I should say something about the human stars of this title. Akari is a plain, normal high school girl. There's nothing special about her, and she isn't particularly pretty, which is one of the things I like about her. She doesn't have designs on Ryusei when they first meet. She just gets roped into helping Ryusei, probably more to just help him be less of a misanthrope, but ends up falling for him despite his abrupt personality. She is one of the few people who can take his barbs and keep smiling even when he glares. Ryusei is my kind of romantic lead. He isn't suave or romantic. He is clumsy and has a very hard time saying what he means. He gets angry easily and will often say harsh things to the people around him, even if they are fans or press. He doesn't care what people think of him because he doesn't care about any of them, except for Akari. He is much more relaxed when he is with her, and even though he still fumbles for the right words, he is still able to convey his feelings to Akari. He is really cute when he smiles freely at Akari's reaction to his gift to her, and his reaction to her wanting him to smile again is just as fun. That isn't to say they don't have their misunderstandings. That is one of the things I love about this title. Akari and Ryusei are constantly getting their wires crossed, and most of the first volume is Akari thinking at one point or another that Ryusei doesn't like her or want her around. Fortunately, Akari comes to her senses and their feelings prove stronger than their misunderstandings, and they remain together. In the second volume, the obstacles are more external, with the introduction of Naoki, a non-Rien who tries to rival Ryusei on stage and with Akari, and Ryusei's father, who is against Ryusei being with anyone outside of Rien. I really didn't like Naoki, which is probably the point of the character. Points to Sakura Koji for that. I was really invested in Ryusei and Akari's relationship, and at times, Naoki was just a jerk about it. Kabuki doesn't play a big role in this title. It's Backstage Prince, not On-Stage Prince, so there are very few scenes of Ryusei practicing or performing. The most involved the story gets in a kabuki performance is where Ryusei and Naoki perform together. This chapter is one that I like the least, as it's where Naoki shows his true colors and the drama is more on stage than off. Kabuki makes for an interesting backdrop, but I prefer the drama of the backstage. Backstage Prince is the kind of escape I need when the rest of the world is getting me down. It has humor, romance, and drama that can reach, but never quite make it over the top. It's a title I can read again and again and never get bored of it, and I'll fall for the characters again every time. Backstage Prince does just what a good manga or even book should. It makes me forget my troubles in the real world and lets me escape, even if for just a little while, into another world where I can laugh, rant, and smile with these characters I've come to love. I give Backstage Prince volumes 1 to 2 a 5 out of 5 stars. Do you have a manga that lifts you up when you're feeling down? Leave a comment and let me know. Thank you for listening to the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. You can find links to the stories and books discussed here in the show notes at manga.jdragononline.com. You can email me with any questions at xanadu@jdragononline.com or leave a comment on this post. Rate me on YouTube and follow me on Twitter at Manga Xanadu, all one word. Until next time, farewell from the Manga Dome.